how you doing? I'm back. Where have I been? My sister Stephanie, some of you know her. Her and her husband came down for Memorial Day weekend. So I have been busy entertaining. I owe you guys a Dollar Tree haul, and I have a walkthrough to record. But today is Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday. A lot has been going on since I last seen you guys with the world. That school shooting. I don't even want to get started, but that never sat right with me from the beginning, okay? From the beginning, I knew something wasn't right with that. So a lot has been going on, but we had a good time. They really liked the area in Greenville, so I'm hoping, you know, they'll move down. They were originally considering Virginia, but they like North Carolina, so I'm really happy about that. So they're leaving today, so I'm getting ready because I have to take them. Me and my mom are going to take them to catch their train, and I'm going to be sad because it's good to see family, you know. I would send for my kids, but I'm just afraid they wouldn't leave. Be good, Parker. He's going to act up because Mr. Fuller's sleeping. He worked last night, so. But we had a good weekend. We had a good time, and I'm just so glad that they came down, and I'm going to be sad that they're leaving. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I haven't done one of these grown woman chats or get ready with me in a minute. I have been using these St. Ives facial mists as a primer, okay? I just happen to have the lavender with me. So this is the one I use as a primer, a face primer. I don't know. Most of the primers, they're facial moisturizers. So this is a hydrating facial mist to give you an instant feeling of relaxation. But I like it as a primer. I don't know. My Dollar Trees were on fire, and now they're smoking. Not, you know how like you start a grill and first there's smoke, then fire. I mean, I haven't also really had the time to Dollar Tree hop these past couple of days because they were down here, and before they were down here, I was preparing. I got a lot done around the house. I had mentioned to you guys a couple of months back that we've been here for a year and I wanted to spring clean. Well, my motivation to get that started finally was out-of-town guests, you know, so I cleaned the baseboards, you know, you go that extra mile. But these things had to be done anyway. I cleaned my closet out behind me. It was a disaster. I'm going to start putting away my winter clothes. I went to Dollar Tree and I bought more of those vacuum seal bags. So I'm going to use that to help store clothes so I have more space. That's what I have to do next. And I have to go through my bathroom closet and clean out old products that I'm not using, you know, to make space. It's a never-ending thing. And I have a secret for you guys, something that I didn't share with you guys previously. I finally, and I'm embarrassed to say this, and you guys have no freaking clue, I finally took down my Christmas tree. My Christmas tree was still up and fully decorated. Because it's a pencil tree and it was in the corner of my living room, you guys couldn't see it. At one point, I was saying you might as well leave it up. You know, it's already going to be June. Well, you got 6 months to December. So that's my confession, that your girl still had up her Christmas tree. I love the Maybelline Superstay Foundation. It used to be 24-hour. Now they're saying 30-hour. It's not 30 hours. And it really wasn't 24 before. You got a good 12 hours from it. I caught a sale on this at Walmart, and I bought 5. It was marked down to $5, guys. And this I normally pay anywhere from $10.99 to $11.99, depending where you got it from. You can find this at Target, any drugstore, Walmart, Target, but Target was out, so I Googled it, and Walmart had it on sale. And so I racked up, so I won't need this for a while. What else did I want to say to you guys? Yeah, that's what I use. I use my silicone blender. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to, guys. Just entertaining. The pool opened. We had a good time Memorial Day. I didn't know my sister could swim so fast. She beat my brother-in-law in a race twice. She beat all of us, actually. But, we had fun. We had fun. We had a good time. And it's back to work for me tonight. Mr. Fuller worked for me last night so I could spend more time with my family. And he worked, so now I have to work his shift tonight. And I love my schedule because if I would have worked last night, then I would have been off 3 days straight. So now when I go in tonight, I'm only off 2 days. But the weather's supposed to be really nice and hot this week, all in the 90s. Oh, I didn't set up the patio because it was too hot. We ate indoors. I cooked the food indoors. We ate indoors. First of all, the bugs, the gnats. But with the patio, with that umbrella shield that I have, we would have been okay, but it was just too hot. So we didn't set up the patio yet. And I still have more pillows to make, but I popped off my acrylic nails. And this is the gel polish that I hold from Dollar Tree from Sensational. This is just the clear glitter. Because my nails, you know, glitter to me, I got makeup on it. Glitter to me is very forgiving if you don't have perfect looking nails. Glitter kind of makes them look a little bit better. So I chose the, I did a combination of, this is the silver glitter. I don't know. It's clear with silver glitter. And this came with the kit. It's like a pink glitter. So I combined the two. I did not use the gel light that came with it because it only does one finger at a time. I happen to have my own gel light that I could do at least 4 fingers at a time. So I use that, but I am going to try that out. And I'm going to experiment with more colors because I'm just sick of the nail shop. I'm just sick of them. I got gel polish for my vacation, and the white gel, for whatever reason, at this shop turns black. I don't know, it starts getting spots in it, and it's a lot of money. It's very expensive. And then it's just a hassle to get back there 2 weeks. So I'm going to do my own nails and play around with my new Dollar Tree nail finds. But let me just hurry up and get this done. So that's what I have been up to, guys. I didn't forget about you. I just have been busy entertaining and enjoying out-of-town guests and family, you know. And they love the area. I fell in love with Greenville. I think it was Lynn asked me to do a video of the difference of living in the South compared to New York. To be honest with you, and I was telling my sister and her husband, and they say the same thing, this doesn't feel like the South. Now, there is some differences, don't get me wrong. But just initially, sometimes when I'm driving around, I say I'm really in another state because where I live, it feels just like Long Island. When I lived in New York, I lived on Long Island, okay? The burbs, the suburbs. And Greenville feels just like that. And it doesn't feel country. I don't see cornfields. I don't see farmland. It's very busy. It feels just like home. That's all I could explain to you. But if I had to think of the differences of living in North Carolina, is the cost of living. In New York, your biggest expense is housing, you know, and down here it's more affordable. We were paying close to $3 grand a month in New York. Now I'm under 1,000. You know, so, you know, 1 month of rent here is equal 3 months of rent. No, how could I say it? 1 month of rent in New York is 3 months of rent for me down here. So you see the cost savings, okay? 1 month that I was paying in New York will pay 3 months for me down here. So you see the savings. My car insurance dropped by $300. I mean, a month. You know, so I would say the food is the same. Gas is a tiny bit cheaper. But the biggest expense for me was housing. I just used the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. Translucent, they say, but to me, it kind of gives you a white effect. I mean, I'll come back to life. My color will come back. I got to add some blush and stuff. But find that at Five Below. Walmart sells it. The last time I had to order it from Amazon because Five Below was out. And this is just a e.l.f. blush that I found at Dollar Tree. So I would say the biggest change is the cost of living. The taxes are cheaper. Payroll taxes. When you buy something, the taxes are cheaper. The roads are nicer. Very rare do I see a pothole. They really maintain the roads down here, at least where I am. Sometimes when we've traveled within North Carolina, you know, in some areas you might see, but it's not like New York. New York will tear your car up. But then the weather, the elements, the snow, the winter might contribute to the roads being so bad in New York. What are you doing? Parker got a haircut. Let me see if he'll let me pick him up. Come here, Moo. Gotta butter him up. Come here, Moo. Treat, treat. See, I lied to him. I don't have a treat. He's a haircut. And he showed out for company. He turned 1, guys. Parker turned 1. Look at the camera. Say hi. He's looking at this. Say hi. Parker turned 1 on the 29th of May. He's 1 years old. And what he can do now, all right, I'll put you down. I'll put you down. I'll put you down. Gentle, gentle. What he can do now is go up and down the stairs by himself. My sister taught him that. And that's a problem because he was not allowed on the first floor. Okay. Now he goes up and down the stairs like a pro. So, on his 1-year-old birthday, that happened. But the cost of living is different. The taxes are different. Payroll taxes. Food prices has not changed. Like, food is the same. Gas is a little bit cheaper. 1 second. Another change is the weather. I love the weather. Okay. We did have snow, but not really. It wasn't really snow. For my brows, 2 of my faves. This is from Shein. I've hauled it from before, if you've seen some of my Shein hauls. And this is from Femme Couture. It's a powder. Found it at Dollar Tree. Absolutely love it. And it's in the color dark brown. Both of them are in the color dark brown. I'm not starting my brows from scratch. I'm just going to fill them in because I don't have a lot of time. But the weather is another difference. I don't miss the New York weather. As a nurse, I've had to drive in several horrible snowstorms. I'm putting my life on the line to get to work because as healthcare, you know, you work 365. Holidays, snowstorms, doesn't matter. I don't get to stay home and watch Netflix movies. I have to go to work. One thing I noticed about this, sometimes it does not work well over existing brows. It works better from scratch, but I will tell you it is waterproof and it does last. So I'm just going to fill in with this powder. Just the blotchy areas because, like I said, I don't have time. They'll be here soon. If it was just me dropping them off, I wouldn't care, but me and my mom are going to hit up some beauty supply stores in Wilson, and maybe I might go to that Dollar Tree to see if they have anything because my Dollar Trees are drying up. I did get a chance to use that sunscreen from Garnier, the spray one I found. My only criticism is the smell. It doesn't have a pleasant smell. So the weather, the cost of living is the differences that I notice. Will I say people are nicer? I would say yes and no. I think this world is just, in general, waxing cold. You know, people are just, it's a lot of crazy things going on. You know, so, but for the most part, I will say people are friendly. When I say Southern hospitality, Southern hospitality, some people in the grocery stores, they you know, complete strangers. Sometimes we go to Washington waterfront, you know, people just walk by, hi, how are you? You know, they speak, where sometimes, you know, in other places in New York, if I don't know you, I'm not speaking, you know. So I will say that complete strangers will say, hi, how are you? Have a good day, you know. And that's something to get used to, because sometimes I don't speak first, you know, because, you know, it's like awkward, but they'll speak, you know, then I'll speak, you know. And I know that sounds horrible, because my father always taught me, you know, it doesn't hurt to say hello. But you also don't want to be a fool. Hi, hi, and people just looking at you, you know, because sometimes that has happened to me. So I will say people are a little bit friendlier. Working in another state as a healthcare professional or nurse, is there really a difference? Yes, somewhat. Nothing too crazy, but the difference I know is, you know, different states, I guess, have different healthcare laws and rules, like scopes of practice of what you could do under with your license. Like, okay, the CNA 2s down here, okay, they have a CNA 2. In New York, I only know of one CNA. You're a nurse assistant, certified nurse assistant. Down here, they're allowed to do trach care. They're allowed to do G-tube care. I don't know that they're not allowed to do that in New York. Trach care is only done by a nurse. So we work in a respiratory facility. So before I took the job, you know, you would think that, you know, as the nurse, you'd have to do trach care and stuff like that. But that's something that I learned. So they have different things that they can do under their license. Same thing with nursing. Certain things different things you can do under your license for the scope of practice. If you're a healthcare professional, you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, it's basically the same. Something that I was pleasantly surprised about, I just assumed that in New York you made more money. As a healthcare worker, you can make decent money in North Carolina. As a nurse, you can make decent money as North Carolina. I thought the pay scale, I'd be taking a huge cut, but that hasn't been the case. And with the cost of living cheaper, it's, you know, not a bad situation. So that's, I think, a misconception. I think years ago it was that way, but nowadays, since Rona, you know, healthcare workers, now trust me, there are still places that pay much lower than New York, but for the most part, you know, you could get a job making your same salary, a New York salary, or a competitive salary, competitive to New York salary. And with the cheaper cost of living, you really could have a better quality of life. And that's something that I also feel that has changed. I feel like the quality of life, like I was telling my sister and brother-in-law, in New York, it feels like you're just working to pay bills. You know, the plus side was, for me and Mr. Fuller, is that we made a good salary. But even with our salaries, it still didn't seem like enough, but it was enough that we could still have a decent quality of life. But it still was hard. I'm just putting on these lashes from Ione, and this is from like their Palace collection. I'm saying Palace. This is Pastel Princess is the name of these lashes. They're a little bit on the small side for me, but I'm going to give them a try. I bought them, so I'm going to try them. And my eyelash glue, I'm using from Envy, V-Lux by Envy. It's an old glue that I had, but I like it. I hope I can find more. When I went before my vacation to buy another one, they didn't have it. So since I'm hitting up some beauty supply stores, I'm going to look. So that is, you know, the differences that I notice, you know, living down here. I wish I would have moved down sooner. But I had in my mind my memory of North Carolina before we came down to see my mother last January was just country, cornfields, a lot of things that the stereotypes you hear. You know, you're not going to make no money. There's nothing going on down there. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I wish I would have moved down sooner. You know, I don't know. I feel bad for my kids that are still there. Not bad enough. They can't live with me, but I just feel they're not making the money I was making. All right. So survival in New York is how you making it. And my youngest son, he still has the same stereotypes that I have. He goes, "Oh, I don't want to go down there because you don't make no money." And so I tried to tell him my story, but the kids, you have to let them find out on their own. But I miss them. I miss being able to see Chunk whenever I felt like it. It's still drama with the mother, so I still might not be. Even if I was in New York, I still might not be able to see him because it's still. If you know, you've been rocking with me a while. It's a history with the mom, but still, you know, I hate to say it. You know, if I said, "Oh, why don't you go get your nails done? My treat. Can I get him?" I could see him. We shouldn't have to pay to see your grandchild, but it's drama. I don't really want to get into it, but you know, I miss him. Miss seeing him. I probably did not wait long enough for the glue to set. Too busy talking. There is a process with putting these lashes on. It's a waiting game. And I probably didn't wait long enough. But we're going to just proceed. Try to make it work. I use tweezers to put my lashes on. Just got to be careful you don't poke yourself in the eye. I have done it. And don't be like me. I'm just too busy talking. That's why I didn't let the glue get tacky enough. My mother texts me. She's here. My mom is here. Let me just text her back real quick. Sorry, guys. I took the eyelashes off yesterday because we were in the pool. If you go underwater, I mean, I have not been lucky enough to find a waterproof lash glue. I have bought a lash glue that says it's waterproof, but I didn't feel confident enough to check it out. I don't think there's lash, you know, maybe there is, guys. I don't know. I don't think there's really I think after a certain amount of time or a certain period in water, it's going to loosen up whatever glue you use. So, and I wasn't willing to waste the $20 to attempt to try the lash glue that I seen on Amazon that swears that it's waterproof. But, and normally the waiting time is 20 seconds. Depending on your glue, it'll be 20 to 30 seconds. Some people put mascara on their natural lashes before they put the glue. I don't, you know. I have sometimes, but I mean, you can't see. I do have a little bit of lashes, but not much. And that's from long-term use of wearing these, not taking them off properly, just pulling them off when they got on my nerves. Because when you pull them off, you're pulling off your natural lashes. But other than that, I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope this wasn't boring. I just haven't seen you in a minute. But I do have some videos that I have to upload now that I'm back to normal life in a couple of hours when I take them to the train station. And I'll no longer be entertaining. But I hope they come back soon. But, you know, my brother-in-law, he has a retirement plan. You know, he has a great job and he wants to retire in 4 years. Seems like forever. Me and Mr. Fuller's situation, we didn't have a house. We were renting. We're nurses. It's easy for you. If you're a nurse right now with everything going on, you could relocate and get a job overnight. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of companies that are paying sign-on bonuses. You know what I mean? And a lot of things going on now because we're so short-staffed. So it's easy to find a job, you know. He's in IT. And with computers, you need computers. Everything's computerized. We chart on the computer. Our med book is now computerized. Everything's computerized. You need a computer for everything. So for me, I think IT, you would be able to get a job anywhere. But he also has, you know, great benefits, you know. He works for the VA. And there's VAs everywhere, but, you know, they might not need another IT guy. They might, you know. These lashes are cute, but I, you know, like more drama. I like the drama. This is just a highlighter, Color Con Baked Blush. I use it as a highlighter. It's Wet n Wild. I also got this from Dollar Tree. But I use it as a highlighter. I used to contour. I don't contour anymore. And I don't think I was that great at it anyway. This also from Hard Candy, Dollar Tree Find. It's running low. But I have another one in my vacation bag. This from Chic Glam. This is from Shein. I really don't like the color. It's like the color is not what I thought it would be, but it is a matte. You guys know I love matte. I'm not going to go too heavy on it. But I do have like this peachy color in my shirt. This orangey peachy color in my shirt, so. Didn't want to go too heavy. But that's it, guys. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos this week. They will be uploaded. Again, I have a haul for you. I have a walkthrough for you. My Dollar Trees are starting to fizzle out, but I hope that's just because it's a holiday weekend and because there are some hot items. I'm seeing people haul some nice stuff, so I'm hoping to find some things, but Dollar Tree really wasn't my priority this weekend. The priority was spending time with my family and enjoying them, because as we can see with everything's going on, it's horrible. It really is horrible. I really don't want to talk about the school shooting, but I knew it was some crap, you know. So I just want to keep my opinions to myself about that, but just pray for those families, guys. Pray for the families of Buffalo. I have my opinions of that too. Just, it's crazy. I have to tell you, for the first time I went into a Walmart and I was nervous. I couldn't wait to get the hell out that store. I just felt uneasy because you just can't imagine that going to a store, going to school, something like this could happen. Now, it's one thing if you said you were walking through, you know, a dangerous area of Chicago at night, you know what I mean, or any other dangerous city where there's a high crime. These people were where they were supposed to be. School, Are you kidding me? And you know, your first thought, at least mine, was like, thank God my kid's out of school. Then I remembered Chunk. Then I remembered I have nieces and nephews that go to school that are still school age. So you're not exempt or safe from it. It could have been any school, you know. So I just, going to the store, food shopping. Are you kidding me? Food shopping? You can't go to the grocery store? I'm not talking about you hanging out in the streets and in rough neighborhoods. These people were doing normal things, and look what happened. This is just a plain, it's just a plain beat. Nothing special. Nothing special at all. But I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you guys are doing well. And I miss you. Take care. Bye-bye.